Peace. This is Brother Hatim, and I'm coming at you live from the ShiSha Lounge. And I'm kicking it up in here, and it's me, and I got the moral support of my man Spreaker. And we're going to move through this week. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Of course, I've been adding music, but I also found some old tracks of mine that I'm going to share one with you on the concept of warriorship. So I want you to check this track out, and I want you to enjoy it. But of course, before we get into that, I want to make sure that I send out shots to those things that I love and that support me. First off, I want to send shots out to Orange82 for providing the tracks for me that I open my show up with. The one that you hear, I've had enough. I had enough, and it speaks perfectly to how I feel. So I want to send shouts to Orange82 for that. Check them out at www.orange82.com. Also want to send shouts out to Unidaji Capoeira for up under the leadership of Monitor Dentista. We have classes at on Fridays and Sundays over at 3500 Refugee Road. Feel free to come out and join us. I want to send shouts out to the hip hop through rites of passage, a process that we have began over at 3500 Refugee Road every other Saturday. Please contact me if you want to be involved. It's for young people as well as some of the older people that want to come through and get some information, share some information, and help the young people through the process. This is a rites of passage piece that we're really working on. So working through, because rites of passage is a community thing, it's a tribe thing, and it's not just for one person to lead a group of individuals through. It's for that group, it's for that tribe, it's for the community to do some building together. So I want to encourage those of you that are serious about your personal development to either get in contact with me and get an invitation to come out, or you can listen to what we do on live, on air, Saturdays starting at 3 o'clock. So, you can check it out, and we will be broadcasting the shows. And eventually what's going to happen is, because this is the goal, this is the next step for Giammi Journey, we will be firing up our app. You'll be able to download it for your phone as well as your computer, where you can get direct access to Giammi Journey, and you will get direct access to some of the other audios and writings that will be provided, not just by me, but by the circle of wise friends that I do have, because I have some friends that have some information that is very powerful and very life-changing, as well as get exposure to other people that's doing their thing on the internet. I want to send shots out to Oxy Water. They'll be back soon, so just hold on. And like I said, I'm still working on getting my little secret stash, because I got a secret stash of Oxy Water, and I probably won't share it, but I'm just letting y'all know that there's still some out there floating around. Also, I want to send out shots to the Simba Nation, Rescue, Release, and Restore. I want to send out shots to Bar Issue Needles out in California. And I also want to send shots out to La Placita in New Mexico. I also want to send shots out to the Gathering. So just want those people to know, those people that's been giving me support over the years and been inspiring me over the years. I just want them to know that I'm grateful for what they've done and what they continue to do in our communities. Whether we're talking black, whether we're talking red, whether we're talking brown, whether we're talking white, you know what I'm saying? I want to send shouts out to those people that are struggling to make a change in the world by first trying to change themselves, whether they're doing it in the sweat lodge or they're doing it in the unity circle. Known as the change is stressed to start with the individual. I'm in support of it. Because we have to change ourselves in order to change the world. So what I'm going to do Because I'm going to break this piece up because it's about 22 minutes long and it's about warriorship. I want you really to check it out and I want you to enjoy it. And I would love to hear your comments about what you think about the whole piece. It's called Warriorship. I did this maybe about 10 years ago. So information is still pertinent. It's good, and I'm going to be doing shows like this a little bit more often. But I'm real excited about the process that we got going on now, the basic warrior training that's going on with the hip-hop, the rites of passage piece that I have going on every other week. I'm seeing the growth and I'm seeing the involvement of young people as well as the adults, and I'm looking forward to the things that will come out, the things that will emerge from this process within me, because I have already noticed the changes that's been going through me. I want to send shots out to all those people who have been focused. I mean, it's like those people that have developed session habits and who are going through this process of changing and emerging into what we truly are, our true greatness, that have been going through this with me over the years, and those that have really focused with me over the last 75 days. We have been putting up shows on a regular basis. My show called Give Yourself Permission. I mean, the numbers are increasing on a daily basis, and I am shocked and I am pleased with what's going on with that. On mile 3, those of you that are running with me and working out with me, I appreciate it, and the numbers on that one are growing. I want to send shots out to all those that join me for FreeStyle Fridays. I want to send shots out for all those that are joining me for Folktales for Grown Folks. The numbers on Folktales for Grown Folks is just ridiculous. I mean, it's above and beyond anything that I thought. And I want you to know that I appreciate your listening ear. I appreciate some of the comments that are coming through, but I would love more comments. I want you to get involved. I want to hear what you're picking up from my interpretations of the folktales, but I also want to hear what you are picking up from your personal reading of the folktales. I got to go back and post some of the folktales that I went through on my you can follow it on Google Plus as well as Facebook, and I'm gonna go back and start posting some of the ones that I've done over this last week. I'm gonna probably do that tomorrow. Also, I want to thank all those that are following the Magic Hour. Magic Hour is important to me because hip hop, for those that's been listening to me, is a major concept for me, a major idea, a major touchstone for me, because it was through hip hop that I grew into what I am. So I feel that I have to send out my shots to hip hop, especially the local artists that are trying to do something and provide a venue for them to listen. I mean, or provide a venue for the fans to listen, and a venue for those that are going to the studios and may not have an opportunity for exposure. I want to make it possible for them to get their stuff out there. So thank you for listening. As you can hear, I'm at the ShiSha Lounge, and it's jumping off here today. It's really jumping off here, and feel free to come join me. I got hookah, I got coffee. If you get in here on time, I'm going to treat you to share this hookah with me, or I'll buy another one. I got coffee. If you want coffee, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got no dough, come, I'll get you some coffee, you know. I just want to show appreciation for those that have been listening. Also be sure to check me out at www.giamijourney.com. You can just follow the link on my Spreaker or just Google me, HA2TIM, and it'll take you to all my stuff. Check out my books, Player's Pyramid, which is my #1 seller, Giami Journey Handbook, or the workbook, also the Warrior Handbook, and then also the last but not least, the folk tales for grown folks. No, my fault. The Lost Art of Storytelling. My fault. Got that mixed up. But the whole point is go on and keep on following and support the journey, because know that when you purchase these things, you're helping me continue doing what I'm doing. I love this, you know what I'm saying? I love being able to come up in here and get this energy, and I love sharing this energy with you. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move into the warriorship discussion. So I'm going to play it. You let me know what you think. And when I come back, I'm going to put on some music, and maybe we'll finish the conversation, maybe we won't. You know what I'm saying? It depends on freestyle, because I'm still waiting for some people to show up. So this is Brother Hatim, and what you're about to hear is warriorship. Peace. I'd like to welcome you on behalf of the Institute of Self-Mastery. I'm Brother Hatim Giame of the Giame Nation Builders Club. I greet you in the presence of our Creator and our illustrious ancestors that made it possible for me to be here today. This is our third CD, and in this CD we will discuss the importance of warriorship, and we will see the importance of the concept of warriorship in nation building. Every day I drive through our neighborhoods, and I stress the term hoods because it bothers me, because we no longer have a community. We live in neighborhoods and get the same feeling each time. I'm overcome with a feeling of depression because I see my people living below who they are. The worst part about this for me is that we seem to be satisfied with the scraps and the crumbs that we receive. I could go into all of the statistics about black males in jail, black females in AIDS, black people making and spending over $853 billion a year, but I won't. What I want to do is share with you a few concepts that may help you remove yourself from the herd of ignorance that is heading toward annihilation. The fact is, black man, black woman, we are in danger. I stress it again, danger. And the most startling fact about the danger we are facing is that it is a product of our own ignorance. Our ignorance. Our ignorance to the fact of who we really are. Ignorance is defined as the condition or quality of being ignorant, lack of knowledge, education, etc. Now the question I ask is this, because this burns in my chest and it's heavy on me. So bear with me, please. I mean, because we got to ask these questions. Who can we blame for our lack of knowledge today in modern society? Who is the culprit, the guilty party? Who is the mastermind that holds us in ignorance against our will? What great powers are we standing before that restricts us from getting the knowledge that will change our lives and our situation? What force stops us from learning about our culture, learning about our history, learning how to apply the sciences for our benefit, learning how to control the economics of our community, learning how to use politics, learning how to acquire territory? What's stopping us? We no longer have chains of slavery to blame. In America, there's a library in every city. And in the city I'm in, it's one in every community. Bookstores everywhere. And almost everyone has access to the internet. So what the hell is going on? Who can we blame? At this point, allow me to point you to the culprit. Allow me to finger this guilty party, because they need to be checked. Allow me to introduce you to this mastermind. This is what I need you to do. I need you to get up and look in the mirror and say hello, because it's you. It's us. It's we as a people. It took me over half my lifetime to understand what my elders meant when they said ignorance is bliss. I never really understood what it meant until I really started trying to help people, especially my people. It seems people are happy in not knowing. As a matter of fact, they prefer not to know the truth. Why? Because it's easy. Being ignorant requires no effort. You don't have to work to be ignorant. Somewhere in recent history, we decided that the easy route was the best route. And the easy route just happens to be ignorance. You see, being free, because this is what I want. And hopefully those listening, you want this too. Being free is much harder than being a slave. You see, slaves work from sun up to sun down. But for the free man or the free woman, the work is never done. In a meditation one day, because, I take time to commune with the self. At least I try to. In a meditation one day, this question arose in my mind, and I floated this question around. And this question, it took me a long time to come up with an answer, but I'm going to share the question with you. What is the difference between a free man or a free woman and a slave? Think about that. I mean, we point out the obvious things like, one works harder than the other and one could do what they want. But the key came when I thought about it and something said to me. The free man and free woman work hard as the so-called slave to maintain their own freedom, while the slave works to maintain their owner's freedom. Big difference. But let's change it. The slave works hard to maintain their boss's freedom. The slave works hard to maintain their landlord's freedom. Hopefully you get the point. Because we own plantations and we don't even realize that we still on plantations. And I just don't want to limit this statement to black folk, because we all are on this plantation. Some of us is just eating higher off the hog than the others. For those vegetarians out there, some of y'all eating better apples than others. Freedom is not a product of ignorance. It never has been. It never will be. Freedom is a product of knowledge and wisdom, which takes constant work. In the club we teach, in the Nation Builder Club, we teach the initiates that freedom is the peace of spirit, mind, and body. To attain this peace that is mentioned in our definition requires training in warriorship. Now this brings us around to what I wanted to talk about in the first place. What is a warrior? A warrior is a person taking part or experienced in conflict. It is important that out of this definition, we focus on the word conflict. What does freedom have to do with conflict? How does peace come from conflict? Since conflict is central to the role of the warrior, we must look at this word and view it from as many angles as we can. A definition for conflict is to fight, battle, or contend. So a warrior is a person taking part or experience in a battle or a fight. Now, I don't think too many of us are fighting, but I'm going to continue on. Now, I think that when we think of a warrior, we only think of the physical aspects of warriorship, when in actuality, that is only a small piece of the warrior's role in society. More than likely, many of us have visions of war pop up into our head since the root of the word warrior is war. But we must take a mature look at warriorship if we are ever going to attain the freedom and the peace that comes with it. You see, the warrior maintains freedom and peace in society, but not just through weapons of destruction. Warriors, or let's stress, true warriors, cultivate themselves through conflict. When I say conflict, I'm not just referring to the physical aspect. I'm talking about conflicts of mental and spiritual natures that arise in the quest of the knowledge of self. All true warriors understand that the most potent weapon is the mind that is guided by the true self. The true warrior is in constant conflict. The true warrior is in constant battle. The true warrior is always fighting their enemy. And this enemy is ignorance. So when one steps on the path of warriorship, you are automatically thrown into conflict with ignorance, which is the major roadblock to our freedom. It's the major roadblock to our peace. A warrior must master their craft, and in mastery, they step into the illumination of the true self. If you want more information about the true self, listen to the first CD. Now, what is the warrior's craft? The craft is the path or the skill that a warrior is initiated into. I use the word initiate on purpose here because our ancestors teach us that initiation is the lure to mastery. That quote comes from the African Openings to the Tree of Life. Of course, page 40, that's my book. I love that book. We use it to help in our trainings in the Institute of Self-Mastery as well as in initiation into the Nation Builder Club. The skill or the path that a warrior chooses can be law, martial arts, agriculture, economics, mathematics, sports, literature, medicine, music, etc. Remember, the central theme to a warrior is conflict. Now, I ask you to reflect on the skills or path that I mentioned earlier. Do not all these require conflict? For example, a mathematician has to solve a complicated mathematical equation. Doesn't he or she have to battle with the equation in order to produce an answer? Do not doctors have to battle with disease? Does not somebody involved in agriculture have to battle with the weeds, have to battle with nature in order to make sure that the food comes up so that all of us can eat? We need to take the warrior out of the box of somebody out there on a battlefield. That's an illusion. Each and every last one of us have an opportunity on a daily basis to be a warrior because each and every last one of us face conflict on a daily basis. So when we talk about nation building, the warrior is the center of this concept because it is the warrior that builds and protects the nation, not just by picking up arms to fight, but by also providing the very institutions that maintain the nation.
I'm going to take a break on that for a second, and I'm going to speak a little bit because, like I said, I did that maybe about 10 years ago, and I want to stress ignorance because some information I came across with ignorance is, when you look at the word ignorance is to ignore. So ignorance doesn't mean that you don't necessarily know about it. You can not know about it. Right. When you ignore other possibilities, and you just focus on what you know at the detriment of everything else that might be or might be. I'm not going at that point in time. And a lot of us run into this guy. So in warriorship, we have to learn how to get rid of some of this ignorance. We got to get rid of the ignorance so that we can be prepared as warriors. One of my elders said in here, he said, a warrior never builds his shield on the battlefield. And many of us go into our battles unprepared. We go into life unprepared. So, let's work on that. Now, what I'm going to do now is because I'm going to finish with that track finish. What I'm going to do first is put on some music from Gianna House. This is 10 years old as well. So I'm going to let the music play. And after that, we'll be back. And whatever we let you know. No one come, no one comes. Let's really enjoy it. Please, you're going to be here. You're here with me. I'm sure tomorrow with us at come with some workout clothes because tomorrow we're going to what we call the physical fitness class. Because I want people to know where they are. I want them to gauge where they are physically. As a Tennessee, possibly sweating. got our emotions. Last but not least, we have our bodies. We have constant shuffle. Because the world is trying to dog us. Why? Because when you are doing the work to go put yourself up. Possible. So here is the Johnny House crew. Some of our sons and some of my little brothers. Check them out.
Y'all already know who it is. It's Mr. Mythic.
Yeah, these niggas sick, man. Why did you lace a beat like this? Why did you lace a beat like this, for real? What was you thinking? I was thinking this.
Whoever wanted a piece, it's about to get ugly. About to get gully. Full bottle of bubbly, headed for you, Scully. Hop in the cutty or the 9-8. Hand on mine, and I'm flying straight down the highway. Who wanna get peace? Who wanna rest in pieces? I knew what Pop was talking about when he spoke about telekinesis and recent troublesome pearls. Got me holding on to the grip of a fully loaded barrel. I let it sing like a squirrel. Witness my pleasure and my pain. Giami house niggas going against the grain. Trying to make some change, smoking Mary Jane. Just to release my tension. Crime life, send niggas to another dimension. 46, nigga, get a grip, nigga, you get split. I guzzle the fifth, the heat on the buckle of my shit, nigga. A $150 you quit, but those who wanna knuckle up with this, nigga, watch me bubble up your lips, nigga.
Like one day you're here, then the next day you gone. If it's that you fear, then you must live wrong. It's like one day you're here, then the next day you're gone. If it's that you fear, then you must live wrong.
I'm dedicated to this crime life movement. Don't let the fast shit you think can get your frame broken into fragments. My street sweeper like a dragnet. I knock skin off your cheekbone. Don't get caught home alone. I can handle niggas on my own. Look, my advice to you is play your position. These find you in a fucked up position. Man, why he gagging and shitting? Why he choking and pissing? I don't believe in impossible missions. All I need is a pistol, lighter fluid, and some G-Life henchmen who believe in that G.I. teaching. Got a team full of generals and pistols, we keep them. This is for the Black Hoodie Nation and critical thinkers. The bitches who ride with us, dog, they critical thinkers. We fresh in the game, but we the future's leaders. And you fuckers don't know Jones, but believe in Jesus.
Dog, where you going? I'm seeing him creeping. I already told you that I'm leaving him sleeping. Best believe he's something grim, and you're seeing him reaping. You talk shit, so go to church the way your ass be preaching. It's a must when I bust your heart rate decreasing. I gotta straight keep the heat, cause it's hate in season. The eight's the reason you flee the scene so recent. Try to call police to see my ass in the precinct. I don't believe it's an MC on the street can see me. Pretty soon you gon' see me on both those channels on TV. Live and direct in 3D. So many motherfuckers wanna be like Scotty, I'm a beanie. Who wanted to his beanie? Dude, you better G-Easy. You'll be found in the lake face down and not breathing. Giami house, nigga, ain't no committing treason. After I'm done, nigga, you know your bitch, I'm skiing guarantee. No nigga can defeat me.
It's like one day you're here,
One day you're here,
then the next day you gone.
the next day you're gone.
If it's that you fear, then you must live wrong. It's like one day you're here, then the next day you gone. If it's that you fear, then you must live wrong.
You a bitch, why should I waste my time to buck you when I can snuff you and shatter your jaws with brass knuckles? I put this on my son, that house is a movement, this is the real world, and I'm happy you tuned in. Way before J-Lo, I was made in Manhattan, born a 80s kid. I can tell you about crack, man, these hating ass niggas, I got something for 'em. Pull up, that forehead yawning, I make
make songs for ladies, and I can get graphic by a black suit and jump your ass in a casket. Niggas get knocked, come home and swear they gangsta. When on the inside, they soft as wet toilet paper. Every chick I meet, they fall in love quick. I don't know if it's personality or just the dick. Fuck a vest under the 2X, large T. Cause the only shots I'm taking is Henny at the bar, bitch. It's like one day you're here, the next day you gone. If it's death you fear, then you must live wrong. It's like one day you're here, then the next day you're gone. If it's death you fear, then you must live wrong.
Nigga, you living wrong. Nigga, you living wrong.
Spoke to all them niggas, they said they ain't scared to die. I feel you, nigga, cause I ain't scared to kill you, nigga.
Nigga, you living wrong.
FASD dollar sign, J. Jones,
Nigga,
Young
you
Mythic,
living wrong.
the whole house,
Nigga, you
house gang,
living wrong.
bitch.
We back. Oh man, that brings back some memories, Joe. I'm gonna go this note to this other track, and we're gonna let it go from there. So this is the Hot 10. We're going back to Warrior shit. So check it out. Remember, support the journey.
The warrior is the lifeblood of the nation. A nation is a story of a developed community of people with territory, economic life, distinctive culture, and language in common. The warrior protects the territory from poverty, sickness, starvation, crime, etc. The warrior develops and maintains economic life by making the territory produce through agriculture, science, entrepreneurship. The warrior promotes and protects the culture and language by learning the history, the myths, keeping and developing traditions, educating the people, maintaining the rites of passage, writing the history, developing literary tradition, and developing music, etc. It goes on and on. The true warrior throughout history has been bound by principles that hold him true to the concept of nation building. What we see today in our communities with gangs, thugs, hustlers, and the majority of the professionals are just youth with guns. And I don't want to limit when I say youth, I'm not just talking about kids, because there's a lot of 36, 37, 45, 55-year-old youth running around out there. I want to be clear on that. They are not battling the ignorance that holds themselves or our people in bondage. They do not fight for life-giving principles. They fight for temporary financial gain. I do not want to stigmatize warriorship and limit it by age. For warriorship is a path, not a destination. So you find warriors in all age brackets. And I want to talk about some of the life-giving principles that the warrior uses to keep themselves on path. Because I stressed earlier that the warrior is the central concept in nation building. We need to be very clear on this fact. But just like anything with power, when the warrior spirit is not properly guided, it can become the very thing that destroys a nation. Without life-giving principles, proper initiation, and training, this energy of the warrior turns upon itself and destroys everything around it. If we look in many of our neighborhoods, I stress hoods again, you will see what I'm describing. For many people, the lure to mastery mentioned in the African openness to tree of life has not been utilized. So our people, young and old, have taken on the opposite of the warrior. Rather than creating, they destroy. Rather than bringing life, they cultivate death. Rather than nation building, they sleep in ignorance. I'm not trying to paint a dark picture of our present state. I just want us to view the reality of our situation and get you to look at the opportunities that lie before you. We were born at a great time, a time that will produce many great warriors and even heroes. Some of us may even become legends. If we look at the life that we live, we can see throughout thousands of conflicts waiting to be conquered. But the only way they will be mastered is if we first embrace the call of the warrior and live by the life-giving principles that come with that call. Our whole life, we have been taught and programmed to wait for this special being to come and save us. You know what I'm saying? This one being that encompasses all that is right, all that is strong, all that is true. A savior that will remove us from the wicked world and save us. We read about him or her in holy texts. We see movies about him and her with titles such as the Savior, the Messiah, the Avatar, the One, the Christ, the Mahdi, the Last Jedi, the Last Warrior. You know, they got all these movies out and all these stories out. But my friend, the one you have been waiting for is lying inside of you waiting to come out. It's the true self guiding the warrior. Now let us look at a few of the principles that help to lead you to the Savior within, the true self. In the Jam Nation Builders Club, we call these three that I will share with you today the 3 keys to nation building. They are honor, loyalty, and sacrifice. Honor. Honor is a keen sense of right and wrong, adhering to action or principles considered right. Integrity. Honor is a word that seems to have slipped out of many of our lives, many of our vocabularies. For a warrior, honor is paramount. And remember that. For a warrior, a true warrior, honor is paramount. Honor can be broken down in 3 major parts: obligation, mayat, and courage. Honor is important to the warrior because to maintain it, the warrior must always serve on the side of mayat. These principles guide the action of the warrior and keep him or her in line with the concept of nation building. So, how does a warrior know whether what he or she is doing is honorable? How do they know that they are honorable people? By weighing their actions and themselves against these components of honor. Obligation, mayat, and courage. For example, a person involved in the process of nation building on the path of warriorship needs to make a decision, any type of decision, complicated or simple. He or she needs to ask these simple questions. If I make this decision and take this action, what will be my obligations? After they have identified the obligation, the next question is, are these obligations in line with mayat? Mayat consists of truth, justice, righteousness, reciprocity, balance, order, and harmony. Will this obligation that I'm thinking about taking on, will this obligation bring these things, mayat, into my life? If the answer is no, then the action or decision should not be taken. If the answer is yes, then we have to move to the third component of honor. You need to ask yourself the question, do I have the courage to keep this obligation? If the answer is yes, move forward. If the answer is no, be honest with yourself. This is a chance for you to grow, because you have run into a limit or a conflict that you may need to conquer within yourself. The next key is loyalty. Loyalty is faithfulness or faithful adherence to a person, government, cause, duty, etc. A warrior must be loyal. Without loyalty, the warrior descends to selling their soul for pennies. How many of us know people that does this, or how many of us may have done this? They become mercenaries available to the highest bidder. This state only contributes to the destruction of the nation or the cause that the warrior comes from. We can see the result of this loyalty all throughout our history. Our communities and even some of our homes are disintegrating before our eyes because of the act of disloyalty. So we can hopefully see why this is a key to nation building and a key to warriorship. A warrior without loyalty is a being without a soul, and they live and exist as a parasite on society, living off those weaker than themselves. A warrior without loyalty lives in shame. And the last key is sacrifice. Sacrifice is the act of giving up, destroying, permitting,
injury to, or foregoing something valued for the sake of something having a more pressing claim. The African opens to the Tree of Life states, something precious must be given up for something more precious. So the act of sacrifice is giving up something precious for something more precious. And I want to be clear on sacrifice, because a lot of us, we need to understand that if it does not cause us some pain, in a sense, not just physical pain, it's not a sacrifice. Let's be clear on that, because a lot of us like to get around it and we give a little something. If it does not cause you some type of pain, it truly is not a sacrifice. The act of sacrifice is the act of giving of the self, the state of selflessness. This is needed in warriorship because above all else, the warrior is a servant of the nation or the cause that they serve. And they need to be willing to constantly give up their time, resources, and maybe even their lives. Now, before I bring this session to an end, I want to give some homework to those that are serious about nation building and stepping on the path of warriorship. Take a piece of paper after you have completed the meditation from CD1 and ask yourself these questions and write down the answers. First question number 1. Am I a warrior? If yes, tell yourself why you think you're a warrior. If no, then also answer the same question, why. Question number 2. If I am a warrior, what path or skill am I striving to master? Question number 3. How does my skill or path serve in nation building for African Americans? For Africans in America, Slip. 4. Am I a person of honor? Use the 3 components of honor to answer this question. Obligation, mayat, courage. Number 5. What or who am I loyal to? Question number 6. Will what I am loyal to bring me honor now and after I am gone, after I die? Number 7. How does sacrifice fit into my life? Question 8. Do I sacrifice for something larger than myself? Be honest. Use this as time to work on you. I'd like to thank you for listening. I'm Brother Hatem Giami once again. This CD was produced by Kid Magic at Advantage Records Recording Studio. Executive produced by ISM. Peace, and may your day be as beautiful as you are.
That was, and this is Brother Hatem, and I got some exciting news and a confirmation today. I won't share it with you right now, but Giami Tribe is going to the next level. So I want those of you that's been listening to prepare yourself, because like I told you, 2014, we are taking over and we're moving above and beyond. And those of you that are warriors, the call is going out. The call is going out. I am moving to another level, and I'm taking only those that can see the vision. You know what I'm saying? We about to move forward with this thing here. We're going to have fun. We're going to grow. We're taking over from here on out. This is our time. I want y'all to understand this. In the next 3 years, it has been predicted that another 2 billion people will be on the internet from all over the world. And within the next 10 years, 5 billion will be on the internet. I want you to ask yourself this. What is the data stream that you are leaving for people, the new people that's going to be entering the internet? Because they're going to be looking for information. They're going to be looking for stuff. What are you leaving? Are you leaving your tales of woe on Facebook? Are you leaving inspiration? This is what I've been trying to do for years. I want to inspire you. Not motivate you, I want to inspire you, because it takes you to move and you're going to the next level, dog. Now listen, This is Brother Hatim. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I know the show is shorter than usual, but I'm about to go and sit down and conversate with one of the individuals in my brain trust about going to the next level with this thing here. So remember, support the journey. Let's keep it moving. Check me out at www.geometryjourney.com. Those of you that are interested in the hip-hop through rites of passage process, hit me up. Those of you that are interested in the books, feel free to go to the website, check it out, purchase the book, and understand that all the money that you're seeing for as far as the books, as far as the donations, is going to go to help continue the work that I'm doing in the community, and hopefully we can expand beyond the borders of Columbus into different cities. So with that, I'm going to say peace. I'm going to say I pray that your day is as beautiful as you are. And I'm going to say, yo, if you are not a warrior, work on it. Alright? And with that, I'm out.
Now, that's